here I am again. We're going to be doing another one of these, and I didn't even know it, but I obviously have two different models, so I don't know if the battery is going to work in this one. And remember, on the one that I just did, we had a screw over here and a screw over here. Well, on this one, we have a screw in the front. So I'm assuming that this is the one. Usually there's two screws over here, so I'm assuming that this is the one where the battery pops out from the front. And if it is, this will be really good, because then you'll get a chance to see what I was talking about. I don't see anything that allows the sides to slide downward like we saw in the last model. So right now, as I'm doing this, I just started up my other PC. I plugged the ups in. It's working perfectly. I'm really happy that I didn't have to charge it. But I don't know how this thing comes out. I'm just assuming again that this will slide forward. Don't really know why there are not two screws here. They don't really tell you how to take this thing off. Probably because they don't. Well, I think on their website they tell you how to do it. But I don't really see any additional screws anywhere. And there's nothing that says how this thing comes off. So to make it easier on myself, I'm going to move the camera back a little bit. And I'm going to slide this down so that I can lean it over the table and not hurt myself. Okay, so how does this come off? Wow. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to break the front of this. You would think that there would be two screws here. That's why this just doesn't make any sense. But I've watched some of the other, I can feel. Okay, so it feels like there is a lot of weight in here because the batteries are gonna slide. Let me press down on the top. Do we have this in the video all the way? I'm going to press down on the top of the case. It's come out just a little bit, I think. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Oh, okay, there we go. Something. All right, so I'm sliding upward. So maybe it slides. Okay, that's what it is. See, they don't even tell you. That's what you need to do. That's why you watch my videos, and that's why you donate to my channel, because I spend the money and the time to help you out. So what you do with this one, you take the screw out, and you take the front, and you slide it downward. Hold on a second. I gotta shut off something in the background. Okay, so you slide it downward, and then the front just pops off. Now, put it on its side. Be careful here. You don't want to yank on the front of this thing, because there are wires going to the power switch. This is the style that I was telling you about, so this is good. Again, you notice I'm not grabbing like all these really brute repair people on here that just go crazy when they work on electronics. Slide it out of the way. Don't break your wires. Don't bend anything. Okay. And what does this say here? Caution, please lean UPS unit to one side and pull out this plastic strip to remove battery. All right. And then we have another message over here. Oh, I see. So we've got a battery over here, and we've got a battery over here, and we've got another one of those things. So, okay, so that's what it is. They're both going to come out at once. So we have red to red, and we have black to black. And you should have enough. If you put it back the way it came, the way it is, you obviously will be able to close it up without a problem. So grab each terminal and let's start rocking back and forth. That came out. Rocking back and forth. Okay, that came out. And so I'm going to take those two wires and try to get them out of the way a little bit if I can. Yeah, can I do that? So now we've got these two wires that are in the center of the two batteries, and I don't know if it's going to come out. It's probably going to come out as a pair taped up. So I'm going to grab this strip and very easy. Okay. So I don't know how long these wires are inside there. We'll find out. I don't know if they have to slide in or... Oh, they're pretty long. Okay, so obviously what they did is they wired this the right way so that you can take this thing apart. So I'm going to slide this back a little. And wow, is that heavy. Okay, so what do we have here? What we have here is we have a 12 volt. I'm trying to look for the amperage on this thing. 12 volt, 0.34 WPC. I don't know what that means. 1.3. I don't see any amperage. That's really weird. These batteries are about 5 pounds each, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my cover out of the way so that I can work on this thing without the battery falling on my foot. That's not going to go anywhere. All right. And you have these plastic things, the pull tab, so let's see what they did. Is this all tape? This is all tape. Taped all the way down to the bottom and probably wraps all the way around the battery to the top over here and then back down. So let me... I should be able to reuse this. I think I should be able to. Oh boy. Put that on the table so it doesn't fall over. And what I'm going to do to make life easier for me is, let me get a marker over here. I'm going to put a little marker at the back so I know exactly where this thing should be on the edge. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, do these just come apart? These just come apart. This is really well designed. So these come apart, and we can see the wires in there. Let's zoom on in there a little bit. And is this a little plastic piece that they put in here? Yeah, it looks like this is a little piece of this plastic has to be put back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the right battery first, and then I'm going to go in and do the left battery so that I don't get mixed up. Just like this battery over here, the terminals are the same on all of these. So we are going to have a positive on the bottom, and I don't want to mess up the curves of the wire, so I'm going to be careful. It's a little sticky. Okay, so that, I see what's going on. So that is going to connect. So we'll keep it that way. And this is going to stay positioned that way. So we're just going to take the positive, take off the terminals on the new one, lie it down on its side, put the new one on, plus, remember, we had this perfectly lined up like this. And when you put this back together, you might have to bend your tangs flat onto the battery. Make sure it makes a nice, secure connection because there's a lot of power going through these things. So I don't know what holds this on. Maybe it just slides. Maybe it just sticks on there. I have no idea what's holding this on. Okay, so, wow. You definitely need to be careful when you're doing this. So on this one, you can see the wires. Does this even pop off? I don't really want to mess with this too much. This is probably just being held on tightly by the wires inside there. I don't really want to screw with it too much. Looks like the red wire is looping over there and maybe the black wire looped over there. How does this come off? Does this come off? I think it's just being held on by the wires right now, which makes it kind of awkward. All right, so I should be able to pull the black wire out. We have the red wire on the bottom. We have this black wire on the top. So let me see if I can do it that way. Oh! Okay, so positive is going to go over there. Take off the terminals on the new battery. So it's almost done. All we got to do is get this stuff to make contact. It's kind of awkward how they jammed all the wires in here. If you needed to, you could, it's really tight. It's very tight. Tight is always good. So, trying to position myself so I don't block the camera, but I can get the wires in. And if you wanted to, you could just go in there and yank all the wires through here and push them back on. But I don't want to do that. Less work I do, the better, even if it takes longer. So, can I make contact with that? Can I get it to slide on there? Got it. I'm going to get the black negative terminal to slide on there. Oh, come on. Wow, this is definitely not hard, but not easy. Let's get the black wire on there and we're done. Push it on all the way, bend it down. Oh, boy. And now, the only trick is you got to get this to close up and get all the wires down like they were before, and you're good. And I'm not going to, well, I've got it. I just have to press it together and then tape it down, and then I'll finish off the video. Most important thing, you really need to bend those tabs down when you were closing this up. Once I bent the tabs down, I was able to squeeze this thing together. I got the tape on part way. The black line is lining up at the back. Get the old batteries out of the way now. And we're going to bend this downward. I'm going to be really careful because I don't want this whole thing to separate now that I've got it held together. Ooh. Do not want that to happen. Okay. So this is, yep, it just separated. And that's probably going to happen because this is not the original stickiness now that I took it off. It's not really holding together that well. Let me put it on its side. I don't know if this is going to line up in place. I'm not really sure yet. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Get the batteries out of the way. Put those on the floor. Get the tabs out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tabs out of the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the unit back. Can I zoom out? Zoom out. I'm going to turn the unit back this way. Get the cover out of the way. I'm going to try to slide it in the way I took it out. Make sure that the wires are downward. You're going to want them out of the way. There's a little channel and the thing should slide in. So you're going to want that stuff out of the way. I'd love to put some tape on the battery to hold it together, but I don't know if these probably don't get warm, but I don't want to have a problem with the tape melting or getting dirt on here. So I'm just going to hold the batteries together. I'm going to see if I can slide this in there. I got my tangs in the way. I was expecting that. Try to get this over the edge again. Get this out of here. You really need to get these lugs out of the way. And I'm going to... It doesn't look like it's held together. I don't know if it's going to slide in. No, it just separated. Okay. There's a lot. The tape is very helpful, but once the tape comes off, you're in trouble. I can see it's trying to separate because of the tabs. The lugs are trying to. All right, this is not an easy job, especially if it's on a table. You can see how I'm trying to press together to get these, get the two batteries to push together. So, push together. I hope the wires didn't slide in there. I hope they're... Okay, good. They didn't slide in. Inserted. I'm going to bend this thing up like we had originally. Remember, it was out of the way. It's not perfectly lined up like it was before. I'm going to... black wire was done last, so we'll do that first. Make sure these things are really pressed together, because you're dealing with a lot of current. I think it's done. Okay, that is definitely done. I still don't know about the black one. That's done. Oh boy, and there's a lot of room in here, so I think they give you a lot of room because these lugs are... Okay, so let me remember when I put this thing in. Yeah, that's... Battery doesn't want to go in any further. It looks like it's lined up properly. Okay, so we see the little piece over here. This is made to slide in and go upward. There's two legs over here, the legs here, so we slide it in. Slide upward and go to the bottom. Where did I put that screw? Oh boy. Okay, never lose your screw. Penetrate the case with your screw, insert the screw in the hole. Don't strip it, because this is the only thing that's holding this thing together. Hardly any threads on that. It tightened down. So what I'm going to do now, I'm glad that in this video, I'm sure nobody's going to watch this thing, but nobody's going to watch, nobody's going to leave comments, but I'm sure that I'm sure happy that I was able to do this with two different models and show how the battery can go in two different ways. So I'm going to plug this thing in now, and it's probably going to beep, 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 beep. I want to make sure that the battery is 100% or close to 100%. Okay. Whew. A little bit of work doing this video. So I'm going to press, disconnect this from the tripod. I'm going to press the power button and we should get a display with a full battery. There we go. Check it out, people. That is what you want. So, if this helped out anybody, that's the whole point. Please donate to the PayPal channel, ask for the info, support my channel, watch my videos. Thumbs up, subscribe, helps me out a lot as a creator, and make sure you keep watching, click on the notifications so you can see when I put out new stuff. And good luck. Be really careful. Unplug these things before you mess with them. Watch it when you're touching the terminals. You should be okay. You're not going to shock yourself, but still, be really careful. You're dealing with power and electricity. If you don't feel comfortable, have somebody who knows what they're doing help you out. It's a very simple job. Just be patient. The most important thing, be patient. Take your time, and you should be able to do it.